Hi everyone, this is Tanya Sutherland, and as you know by now, I am a wealth, which covers the entire business aspect of starting a small business, small to medium large, creating that second income to make the change in your life, or to take an existing business become stale or stagnant, and how to turn it around to find that passion again and to create that profit, and still to find that work-life balance with your emotional health and emotional wellness on the wellness side coaching. Now, a little bit about myself. Okay, so let's go back from the age of 8. I was already a young entrepreneur, and it started off with I had this interest of being independent and doing my own thing, creating my own income, because I looked at the other women when I was young, at 8 years old in the 1960s, that a lot of them did not earn very big incomes, and they were basically told, get married, have children, and live ever happily after. And I thought, that is not me. I want to be independent and I want to have my own career. And that's how it all started. So at 8, I found, okay, what I really love doing, what I enjoy doing. And I thought, I just love clothes, love clothes. So I started making my own dolls' clothes, just as a little hobby, but it progressed. All my friends liked what I was making. Then the mothers also liked what I was making, and they sort of bought it for their friends. And this became a small business. Here I am, 8 years old, and it's progressing into me actually creating an income. And now I had to realize that I need to change some habits, because people are giving me deadlines. They want this end of the week, end of the month, and I still had to get all my chores done, do my homework, and still go and buy fabric and cut and sew and make these little outfits on time, and how to charge accordingly. So it's amazing how little steps of life's interventions, life's challenges, life's happenings is a form of a platform preparing you as you get older to help you to get the direction that you want to be in to make that success. So success doesn't happen overnight. It's those small, daily, deliberate choices that we are making, and by following the plan through. So at 19, I had now progressed, and I was still making clothes. Now I was making for women, and I was taking existing clothing and just adding a bit of glitz and glamour and zhuzhing it up to make it look absolutely different. Now, in the 60s in South Africa, we did not have all these huge malls and internet, so I had to be very creative, and I just had that creative personality to make the garments look so over the top and designerish, with the help of going to the library and looking at books of Coco Chanel, who's still my absolute star. At 19, I went to designing college, and I was juggling 3 jobs to pay my own tuition while looking after my baby girl. And was it a challenge? Hell, it was, but I was determined to be independent. And I first made my first ladies range of jackets and coats, which I would model myself monthly at my own home, and obviously, add a little extra, having the cheese and the wine, and just, making it look very glamorous with all my stunning outfits. And my friends would bring their friends, and my clientele was already growing while I was still at college. I was already building up my business clientele. Now, going through all this, it was such hard work. Some days think, what the hell am I doing? I'm exhausted. Everybody else my age are absolutely having fun. They're clubbing, they're traveling, and here I am with a baby, going through a divorce, studying, paying my own way, and I thought, sure, life is tough. But those were my choices. I did fall pregnant very young. I made it harder for myself. I could not blame my parents, could not blame the father of my child, but I had to take responsibility, and I did. Okay. I worked for the top clothing manufacturers in South Africa, and in 1992, unfortunately, over 72 clothing companies closed their doors, and there was a lot of redundancy. But I saw this as an absolutely amazing opportunity to now eventually go into my own business, because at that point, I'd already had built up my clientele, and I've been making garments for a huge clientele, as well as for a few shops and boutiques in the Rosebank area. So I was really building up my name and creating my second income. Now, at 26, I get told now the company are closing their doors, which I really had foreseen this. And I'd been making plans all along to build my own business. And maybe I wasn't ready right then, but I had to be ready because life had happened at that moment. And now I've got 3 children at 26 going through another divorce, okay? So unfortunately, I was choosing the wrong partner for a lot of emotional limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging habits, which I'll talk about at a later stage. But it didn't hold me back. And I got through college, looked after myself, and at 26 now, I am running my own business. And not too long after that, I invested in my first business property, which was my fashion house. The designer gowns and designer garments, all made up with my designer department according to your specification, size, etc., as well as supplying shops and boutiques. And now I added on more. I thought, you know what, now I've got my fashion house, tick list on one of the things I wanted to do from the age of 19. Achieving one of my goals was to have my own fashion house. I now opened on a full-on bridal gown boutique, fully exclusive, with my own designs as well as imports, bridesmaids dresses, flower girls, matric dances, tuxedos, the waistcoats, the glamorous accessories, etc. So it was fully fledged bridal boutique. And it was just grew. My clients just grew. And what I decided was that maybe I should add more into this business and let me add on the beauty salon, because they kind of kick off together, and then add on a day spa for my brides and bridesmaids to do the pampering sessions, as well as for all those weight loss wraps and all the mud wraps and the massaging, etc. Okay, and then my seamstress said to me, you know, these ladies are here such a long time during the day. Why don't we open up a coffee shop and have a very small tea coffee shop kind of environment, which I did, because my clients were there sometimes 2-3 hours having they're doing their facials, or they're doing day spa type of treatments, or they come to try on their wedding gowns with all their bridesmaids, etc. And then we opened up the hair salon, which we'd have the hair, the makeup done all under one roof. So then we had the coffee shop as well, which is a bit of an art gallery lounge, and the coffee shop. Then my beauty therapist said to me, Tanya, I think with all your knowledge of you being a nutritionist and having a nutritional background, you've always were very concerned about having the balance between your work, your life, and your health. Why not open a wellness and slimming clinic? Which I did. So I did some investigation, did some training, and I started buying some top range weight loss machinery from aesthetic style machines with the cavitation, ultrasound, all these different types of machines. Okay, so it was all about losing weight, about detoxification, firming and toning, getting the lymphatic system to actually open up, and obviously the whole de-aging process. And this was a phenomenal shift, that now from being a fashion designer, being an entrepreneur from very young, to now getting into the beauty and the health industry as well. So those of you listen to my other talks as well, and some of my webinars and to my CDs, that I was completely burnt out in my late 30s, that I was exhausted, because it was work, having my young children growing up into teenagers with all their dilemmas, all their wonderful challenges, and how difficult teenagers can be. And I'm sure I was difficult too. We may have clashed because of our different age groups, all the hormones are flying, and mom was always overstressed and overworked. So a combination. And by the time I'd got into my early 40s, I just thought, I can't take this anymore. I'm so exhausted. But you just keep pushing, okay? Because this is all that you know. You think it's all that you know. This is what you're so used to doing, and you just keep on going. And you just keep adding more and more onto yourself and your business. And what is happening to you in the interim? You are neglecting your health, your wellness, and yourself. And through this whole period, I had lost a part of my own true identity, because I was basically looking after all my clients, looking after my staff, my beautiful children, my partner, everyone else but myself. I was neglecting my soul. I was no longer adding soul food to my soul, fulfilling my own authentic self. So when I got into my 40s, I eventually decided to sell the hair salon and to close at the coffee shop shop and managed to sell my design studio and sell my wedding gowns and my entire boutique. And what did I do? A year later, I reopened it again because that's where I felt familiar and that was my comfort zones. And I went straight back into it, totally exhausted again. But this time the universe said to me, I am going to zap you and treat you that you're going to wake up and smell the friggin' coffee, which I did because I had chronic fatigue. I had IBS. I had developed a colon disease. I had signs of having a stroke. I was having hair loss. My thyroid wasn't even working like it should. I was either losing extreme amounts of weight, looking absolutely terrible, or picking up weight and then losing it straight away again. So I knew that my body is saying, Tanya, there's something wrong. Listen and make some changes. But now to change my 28-year career, now what do? That made me more depressed because now I'm looking at my life and I've lost a part of my own identity. I no longer have that passion for the business that I used to have from very young, which I loved with every molecule in my body. But now I'm reaching a crossroads, going into my late 40s, and I'm no longer happy in my life, in my business, in my relationship, with my children, with everything. I want to divorce the world. That's how I felt. And I knew if I didn't change my attitude or make drastic changes now, this is not going to get better. And I can't blame anyone else. I've got to make these changes. And what do I do? And how do I make these changes? So I said to myself, Tanya, okay, what kind of life do you really want? What is the perfect life that you would ideally love to have? And I got out my vision board, got out all the magazines, started doing my vision board, and I drew up a list of what I really wanted. And I thought to myself, you know what, that's not entirely impossible, because if I could tick off 98 points of my list from 1 to 100 that I drew up when I was 19, at the age of 40 I ticked off 98 or 97, 98 of them, that I can still do this. Just because I'm now almost 50 doesn't mean I'm starting all over again. It's the opposite. I'm now starting with so much more life experience and knowledge behind me. So at the age of 49, I changed careers entirely. So, and I went through all those emotions, all the depressions, all the feeling sorry for yourself, wanting to rush back into your comfort zones. And I've even written books about how to build that confidence, how to start that new business, and how to find your true, authentic self. The one book and e-course material written is to actually find the goddess within. It is a self-discovery journey, which is incredible. I cried my heart out writing this book because I had to deal with my own emotions. And the second course I wrote was, which is an e-course, online course with my academy, how to design that life that you want, to DIY your own life. So check it out, have a look at my website, and if I can make these life and career changes, so can you. But yeah, I will give you guidance how to get through and how to make and to live the life that you absolutely want. It starts with you making the changes now, not tomorrow, not next week, but now. And I'm going to say thanks for listening, and I'll be speaking to you again soon. And this is Tanya, and I'll see you around soon. Ciao, ciao.